Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and today is show and tell number 106. So before we get started, this is the fade shawl that I made using a whole bunch of fingering weight yarns blended together. It's just a triangle shawl in moss stitch. I have it tied under my arms, that's why I'm not taking it off and stuff. I'm just kind of wearing it like a shrug. But when I do wear something that I've made, I do tend to get questions about it. It's a whole bunch of different companies' yarns, so I don't have a list of what they are. But I made this last year. So this week's been pretty good. We got, still catching up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So we watched Ant-Man, Black Panther, Civil War, and something else this week. So, I mean, we're almost done catching up finally. Probably should have refilled my water before I came downstairs. It is raining outside. It's supposed to start thunderstorming. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or if it's going to happen while I'm filming, but heads up, if you hear a thunder, that's what's going on. So I don't really have that many finished objects, but I do have some other things I want to discuss with you guys. So before I get into that, I want to remind you guys the month of May is my Spook Your Spring Make-Along. It's hosted over on my Facebook group, which will be linked in the description box down below. If you join my Facebook group, I ask that you answer the 3 questions and agree to the group rules. So make sure you're answering all 3 questions and make sure that you are agreeing to the rules. If you don't agree to the rules, I have had to decline a couple of people. Agree to the rules and answer the 3 questions. Also, there was something else I was going to mention about the make-along, and I can't remember what it was. All crafts are welcome. This isn't just a cowl. This is a general craft-along. All my contact information is down below to get in touch with me. Email address, Instagram, all that. So check the description box. If there's a pattern for something, the description box will also have a link for the pattern. And I do try to link all channels that I mention. So if I just casually mention a channel in here, as always, I don't have like a notes thing to I don't know I don't know what's going to pop out of my mouth from moment to moment. So all right, you guys. So first finished object is this star blanket. So I was going to use the same colors I used for my granny square blanket to make a star blanket for me, but I did not like the way this was shaping up. It just was not, it was puckering, and it's supposed to make itself lay flat, but even with the directions, the way they were written, it wasn't. So I'm going to skip sharing this pattern because it's not a very popular one, and I guess I can see why. Yeah. So I did, I rewrote the pattern to do the outer bands of it, so at least the outside will lay down flat. If you kind of tug at it, the center will lay down, but that's just not what I wanted. So I have changed the project. I finished this one, called it done, called it a day. It is what it is. I love the way the colors were laying out and stuff, but not worth the hassle. So to replace that as a project for myself, I started a Hexagon blanket. Now this one does lay flat when I lay it out, even though it doesn't look like it does. But so I've got eggplant teal. This is arbor rose and magenta. Unfortunately, I do not have any more of the lippy color that I used in the original granny square blanket. So I'm replacing it with arbor rose. I do have some aqua and another shade of purple. This is the end of the eggplant. So I do have another shade of purple. I told you guys, I have a lot of this impeccable loops and threads yarn. It's, well, it's greatly diminished now, but after making the granny square and now that, yeah, greatly diminished my stash of it. But that was one of the yarns I really wanted to work through this year because I just haven't been reaching for it. I mean, I don't hate the yarn. I might buy some more later on, but It's one of those yarns. I don't enjoy working with it that much, but when you wash it washes up really nicely. So I'm not discounting it as a yarn. It just, I know a lot of people love it. So you can see I took some yarn out of here and I took some out of down here and rearranged that a little bit. I'm going to do another campfire cardie out of some spring colors. Next finished object. This is going to be a really short video. I don't have a whole lot to chit chat about. So this is the witching hour shawl I was telling you guys about last week. This is made using Debbie Stuller's Stitch Nation Alpaca Love in Lake and Cobblestone. And I really love how this works out. So I had 4 balls of Lake and 3 balls of Cobblestone in my stash. I mean, this was discontinued like 8+ years ago. Or at least it was discontinued at my Joann's. The ball band says I paid like $1.49 or $1.99 for it. Like, it was really, really cheap when I bought it. But I've had it for a long time. And I have more. Like, I have some pinks and stuff like that still. But yeah, it was time to use it. It's just been sitting there. I have a problem, and I mentioned this in my stash shaming video. I'm one of those people who I need to be able to see my yarn in order to use it, because if I don't see it, I don't think about it. And on the bottom shelf of these cubes down here, if you've seen the picture, you know, these are 6 foot tall. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 feet tall on the edges. I've got a 5x5 unit and then a 1x4 unit stacked on top. Huge wall of yarn. The bottom row, it has cube inserts in it, and it's got a lot of ball yarns or things that I caked up back when I didn't have a whole lot of room and really needed to like make my storage efficient. So a lot of this older yarn, it's great yarn. I just don't see it because of the way I have it stored. So I was actually looking for something the other day, came across this and was like, oh, I'm going to use that. So I pulled 7 balls out. Now, I think like 6 1/4 actually went into the shawl. It was like 538 yards or grams, something like that. And they're 80-gram ball or 85-gram balls each. But what I do with my non-superwashable scraps is, because I can't really put those into like my granny square blankets or scrap shawls, things like that. I take those scraps and I actually make laundry balls out of them, dryer balls. So I took all the extra yarn that was left over, and I had like a section I had to cut out because it was poorly spliced in and it had kind of messed up the plies. I just wrapped those around the next ball that I have going in my desk drawer, and like, so all 7 are now out of my stash. Pretty excited about that. I love making the dryer balls. Those are one of those weird things where it's like, you don't think it's really going to be that useful until you start using them, and they really do help your clothes dry faster. It's kind of weird. So, oh, I actually forgot to grab the other ones. If you guys remember last year, I started a granny square blanket using all my worsted weight scraps as I go. So as I finish a project, I will weigh my leftovers of an open skein, take 30 grams out, put that in my advent calendar for this year, and then make granny squares out of whatever remains. So yeah, this was a leftover from a while back. This is some of the last Karen Simply Soft I had. This is actually from this is that lippy color from the Impeccable. This feels like Vanna's Choice, but it could be Premier Basics. They feel very similar worked up. But I've got another stack about twice this size. The long tails are for me to sew the squares together with. So I'm trying to do like half sewn together, half not. But I've got a new batch that I can start sewing into 4 patches now. So I'm excited about that. In my yarn bingo video, I shared with you guys a shawl that I started. I've been kind of working on that a little bit over the last few days. Working on my Hexagon blanket. yeah, I think that's all the... Oh, I did have something to show. Just going to be a little difficult to show. So I'm trying a different way to mass produce cards. So for my Halloween make-along, I pulled out a paper pad that's been in my stash since 2017. Hopefully that won't fall over while I'm sitting here. Yeah, it's from 2017. It's called Trick or Treat. And I've cut up quite a bit of this. But each one of those stacks has all of the pieces to put together the base group of the cards. And I'm slowly like getting those together. So I'm trying to get that part together to where everything's cut, trimmed, corners rounded, details punched out and stuff. So all I have to do, I can take this upstairs with my tape runner and foam tape and just put those together upstairs. I don't do paper crafting upstairs because it consumes everything. So I have to do that down here by and large. But if I can get that to where all I need to do is use the tape runner, then I can easily put those together upstairs while I'm spending time with my husband, watching movies, things like that, and not like be antisocial hanging out downstairs. That's part of the reason why I've been having such a hard time getting paper crafting done the last couple months, is I just haven't had the time. I told you guys, thunderstorms. And it's supposed to like rain on and off all week. So like there was no like just postponing when I filmed or doing it earlier. But yeah, so I haven't really had that much time to do a whole lot of paper crafting, coming downstairs and just like turning off for a few hours down in the basement. So I'm going to try this method and see how that works for me. That way I can just, take things upstairs, work on them, bring them back downstairs to, glue them on card bases and do the embellishing and stuff like that, and see if I can get a little bit more done that way. But I'm pretty excited about how these are turning out. They're awfully cute. And then the other thing I started is my plastic canvas project that I've been dying to make. So this is a tissue box cover. I only have one of these end pieces done, and it's the side that just has the cobweb on it. But I'm pretty excited about it. I've had this for a couple of years now. I think I've had it for 2 years. I mean, it's not like an exorbitantly long time, especially for me doing a plastic canvas project. It's just long enough to where it's like, okay, I really need to get this done. And I've been really looking forward to doing it. Plastic canvas is something like cross stitch. Like I'll do it for a little while and I almost never finish a project. I have a latch hook kit that I need to finish eventually that I started probably 10 years ago. I have a table runner that I started probably 12 years ago. That like I'll work on it for like a month or two and then I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this, and I pack it up and put it away. So eventually I'll bring it back out, do a little bit more, and then pack it away. So I need to get those done. I really want to have these finished objects. So yeah, it's like really pouring down outside. I'm hoping this will clean the air out. Like the pollen has been so thick for the last few days. Like I'm really hoping we get enough rain to clean the air out and knock the rest of the pollen out of the trees. So, oh, I forgot an acquisition upstairs. So I'm gonna have to go run upstairs real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, this is so much easier with the standing up thing. It makes me feel less like I just have to be lazy. I got my monthly maker bag from T-Doddles, Christy Cook. I will leave her channel and her Etsy shop in the description box down below. This is all about what was in our box. But this, I know I say this every month, but this fabric's adorable. Look at the little bunnies. Little bun-buns. And I love the denim at the top and then the inside fabric. Troy saw, okay, so I have 4 of these sitting on my desk right now. And he's like, do you have enough of these small bags? No. No. Isn't that so sweet? These are like the perfect size for like so many random things. And I was talking to somebody the other day, they sent me an email and they were talking about how they use the maker bags in their purse and now her sister wants them. So they're having a fight over who gets them. I got the mini, which means I'm also getting a mini Hank from Southern Skeins. This one is Night Sky on the glistening sock base. So since this is 20 grams, I may actually put this in my advent calendar. Isn't that pretty? I'm having so much fun with this. I haven't done any of the mini projects yet, and I really kind of need to get on the ball with that. But I am thinking like that would coordinate really well with the colors I've already got going in my scrap bin for my fingering weight advent. And then she sent us the pieces to start like a little mini scrapbook or junk journal. So there's like some cardstock pieces, some chipboard pieces, and a little ring to hold things together. I've already got like a little collection of her new tags going. And then this month, our tea is the Alpaca Blackcurrant Beauty, which I don't think I've had this one, unless I had it in my advent calendar and forgot. And our Maker Charms this month, which I just love. I love getting this subscription. I did the full year this year. I didn't jump in until late last year, so I had to order it like monthly. But all of her maker bags are fantastic. I've bought quite a few just one-off maker bags, and they're just so nice. I'm obsessed with project bags, if you guys haven't noticed, so oops. It's like not buying yarn last year, and I did like a no buy low buy in 2018 too, so like I kind of got a little obsessed with my project bags. But yeah, that's really all I have to share with you guys this week. It's a lot's going on, but I kind of share, like I had that wave of starteritis, so a lot of things have gotten finished now, and now I'm like restarting a whole bunch of stuff or starting a whole bunch of new things. So, but I do have a crochet project I had to order the yarn for, because believe it or not, I didn't have enough of any one brand to do it, for my make along. I'm working on my cards, I'm working on my plastic canvas, and those are the three things that like I really want to get done. I'd at least like to get 100 Halloween cards done this month, get my plastic canvas done, and get this other crochet project done. And when you see it, you guys will understand why I'm like so excited about it. Didn't do any shopping, didn't yeah, it's been a nice quiet week this week so far, and I'm hoping this week will be quiet, especially with the rain. I'd really like to not have to go out that much in the rain. Anyway, you guys, I will see you real soon. I love you. Please take care. I'll see you real soon.